I didn't see if there was an agenda attached. You know what? If you give me 1 second, I'll go look and see if the posted agenda has it. There's no indication, so I would just pick one and do that one first. But we still have to do the trail plan and that resolution I sent a few weeks ago too. That was
After, okay, yeah, I brought some up.
Yep.
We good to go?
Yeah, if you're ready.
All right, we'll bring the Plan Commission meeting to order. Members, Tony's put the minutes out there. If there are no corrections or additions, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes from our August meeting.
How concerned are you with typos in here?
Do you have some?
I have one.
You have one?
Twice you have leach field. It should be L-E-A-C-H.
That's a
L-E-E-C-H is a little bloodsucker.
Gotcha.
I don't think we want a field of those.
You can still approve them as
Corrected.
as amended. Yeah.
Amended.
All right?
Okay.
So are you making that motion, Jim?
I'll move that we approve these with the correction of leach.
I second it.
Okay, we got a motion and a second to approve the minutes that will be amended. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Okay.
Opposed, same sign. Okay, tonight we've got a couple of things to do. I'm gonna choose the one that's in the Shoemaker edition. And John Pfeiffer requesting to, what appears to split one lot into two at the south end of Hope Street, I believe is the way I would read that. If my N is going north, we're S of that.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anybody here representing Mr. Pfeiffer Development?
Yes.
Okay.
And before we go any further, I need to state, Mr. Pfeiffer and Pfeiffer Development, the two petitions that are on, been clients in my office for several decades. So, yeah.
May I make a request that you tell us who you are? I don't know who, if you could introduce yourselves.
Well, this is the Bremen Plan Commission.
I understand that. I understand the group, the individuals.
Okay. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Again,
real
I'm
quick?
President of the Board, Mike Hubbard.
I'm Vice President Jeff Clark.
I'm Javier Jimenez, member.
Brian Miller, member.
Jill Hassel, member.
Thank you.
Ready for me?
Go for it.
Mike Danch from Danch Harner and Associates, 1643 Commerce Drive, South Bend, Indiana, representing the petitioner. Yes, what we're asking to do is take the Pfeiffer property. It's called Pfeiffer Yellow River Minor Subdivision. It's that remaining piece of property that he has south of the subdivision, and we're just going to cut it into two parcels of ground. What we're also doing is creating an easement for the town of Bremen as well. There's a storm line that runs down there along that south end. We're just making absolutely sure that the town has an easement for that storm line that runs the water over to the Yellow River, and then that would also be part of the trail system that you guys are working on. As far as that's pretty much it, is what we're trying to end up doing. We were working with the town and the town planning department to get these two lots taken care of. This is just that last section of unsubdivided property. I think at one time they had done a preliminary design. That never went anywhere, and that was because of the depth of the sewer line that you have for the town, that you can't actually service any lots down in that area. I think they had shown several lots at the time, and you would almost have needed a lift station to be able to do those. So it made more sense just to take the property and create the two lots. If you get any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them.
So just to clarify, it is in two lots right now, but essentially, one of them is landlocked and doesn't actually connect to the existing road. And what this does is it basically goes to the right of way and sets the boundary there, so you can technically access each parcel from the right of way.
Yeah.
It's not being subdivided into smaller parcels at this time. I don't know who's here for this one, but there is actually like no plan that we are aware of to do anything different with the property. It is literally just changing the shape of it so there's road access. So,
Are you aware of any plans that Mr. Pfeiffer has?
No, and I think the whole point was what you were just talking about. When they had created some legal descriptions and recorded some deeds, they either did it not thinking where those public right-of-ways that had been dedicated previously were, and as such, one of the parcels that was on the east side of the Pfeiffer property was actually didn't have any frontage, so it didn't meet any of the requirements. By doing this, this gives you 2 legal lots of record, which means you can only do at the most 2 homes. That would be it. If someone wanted to do additional, they'd have to come back before this planning board to go through the subdivision process.
I was gonna ask, the lot sizes are
Yes.
adequate enough for
Yeah.
at least one home on each.
Oh, yeah,
Right.
yeah, definitely.
there's no issue with any of the other requirements. Keith, where are you at? Like, yeah, they met all the other requirements, so.
Okay. All right, any board questions, comments?
And we have a kind of a new plat map showing the.
Yes, this will actually be recorded, so this will
Okay.
be the new subdivision, that'll get recorded with the recorder's office, and then that'll create that, and then you will specifically have a new subdivision that's been approved by the planning department, and you would have 2 legal lots of record.
Is there anybody in public to comment or question any of this? If you do, please state your name and your address for the record on that.
Yeah, Kirk Marks, 1411 Timberwood Court. So, is he talking at the end of Hope, where that dead ends? That would just extend, there'd be basically a lot on
That's
each
what
side?
That's what it
Okay.
is, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
And again, there's already 2 lots there, they're just platted weird.
Okay.
So this is just kind of correcting the error that was made before.
And to be clear, no one's putting in a road. It's literally just up to the edge.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's just where the.
Okay.
So you can access each one.
Understand.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other comments? If not, I would entertain a motion. And it looks like it would be just basically to reshape and
Yes,
redesign the boundary, right?
that's it.
Approve the replat.
Approve the replat, yeah, there we go.
Okay. I'll move that we approve the replat.
I'll second that.
Okay, got a motion and a second, all in favor of approving the replat of the Pfeiffer Development lots, signify by saying aye. Aye. Pose same sign. Motion carried. Okay. And now our next one is for John Pfeiffer, I assume personally. We've got the plat here as well on Bowen Avenue. And this is to divide the property to the east of Bowen and south of probably everybody else that's here, into, is it 6, 5? What's the official number?
It is 6 lots
6 lots, and one of the lots is for the right-of-way
for
for
the
the walk
street.
path.
Yeah.
Okay. If you want to,
No
if you're still
problem.
there, go right
No,
ahead.
that's fine. Mike Danch from Dan Charners, this is 1643 Commerce Drive, South Bend, Indiana, and also representing Mr. Pfeiffer. This one was called Pfeiffer Fur Road Minor Subdivision. It's basically the Pfeiffer property that's on the east side of Fur Road or Bowen Street. And what the intent is to take their property. I think part of it was going to go for the school at the very north end. You have Baltimore Street, and then we have a lot which is called Lot 3, which will be at some point will end up being stock West Street going through, and that's also where your trail would be as well. So what we're doing is we're calling that a lot in the minor subdivision. Assuming everything gets approved, that lot would then be transferred to the town of Bremen so that they could do their improvements for the road and for the trail system. What that would do is also allow a connection point with Baltimore Street, so that you would have a public street that would come through and then go out west to or Bowen Street. The lot number 4 right now is a piece of property that the Pfeiffers would like to build a new home on. So what they're doing is they're just trying to recombine their properties, create new lots for what they have out there. The remaining pieces that you see are lot 5 and 6. That would probably get developed at some point in time. But what we're doing right now is just creating 2 legal lots of record. They're going to stay the way they are right now. If someone came through, whether it's Mr. Pfeiffer or if a developer came through and they wanted to do what we call a major subdivision, which is to put in streets and lots, they'd have to come back before this particular board with a public hearing and get all that approved. And that would obviously be also determined by the water and sewer that would have to be connected to those lots. So everything that Mr. Pfeiffer is going to do, even his new home, would still be connected to the water and sewer from the town of Bremen. If you have any questions for me, I'd be glad to answer them.
Lot, it looks like lot 2 is,
Lot 2 is on that north side
Right.
of what will be Stock Street. So you can kind of see the adjacent subdivision to the north there. At some point in time, I think what Mr. Pfeiffer is thinking, that if obviously the market goes up for homes and there's a shortage of houses in the town of Bremen, you could take that lot 2, come back before this board, do a minor subdivision, and maybe create like 4 or 5 lots. And those houses would then have frontage on Stock Street when it gets approved.
okay. So the actual lot 3 would actually be a true street.
That's correct.
Oh, okay.
That,
I called
so
it- I
the
called
way
it
we
trail,
did,
so I want to
yeah.
correct myself on that.
Nope, don't worry about that. So
Okay.
what's happening right now is we're just creating a lot so that that can get transferred from Pfeiffer to the town of Bremen.
Okay.
And then that way, once you guys have that lot, then you can go ahead and go through an approval process with funding or whatever else you're gonna do for Stock Street, and that can become a dedicated street then to the public.
Okay. And it would tee
And it would tee into
north
Baltimore.
into
Yep.
Baltimore there as well?
Yep, yeah,
Okay.
we took all
Okay.
that into account.
Okay. Great. All right. Any other board questions?
How soon are they looking to build on lot 4?
Probably, I think, talking to Mr. Pfeiffer, it might be next year. I think what they're in the process of doing is doing plans for their house. This is gonna be their forever home, so they're trying to figure out what that final house will look like. And we've been trying to help them site it on that lot for them. So that's why you see the size of that lot, so that they've got enough room to basically still have a large lot and be able to put their house and not be bothered with somebody that's right next door to you, which may only be like 10 feet away. They wanted a little bit larger piece of property. So they were planning ahead is what they were trying to do.
The other lots, though, based on our discussions, lot 2, actually even lot 1, lot 2, lot 6, and I don't know if that's 5. I
Yeah,
can't
5
remember.
and 6.
5. There is no plan for any of those. There's
Yeah.
no imminent
Just in the
development there
future.
or anything, no. Like, honestly, I don't expect anything there for quite some time. So there's no plan, and that's why there's not subdivision into smaller parts right now.
Just lot 2 then, those 2 acres then, maybe in the future.
Yeah, and they would have to
Honestly,
get,
I don't even think that's.
yeah,
Okay.
and
even
they'd still
in
have to come
parts
back to
right
this
now.
board to do stuff.
I don't think there's any development coming there anytime soon, so.
Okay. Anything else, board? Comments, concerns, questions from the public? Again, if you could state your name and address.
Michelle White, 510 Poplar Drive. Our backyard is the field. Where's the walkway going? How close is it gonna be to our property line?
So the trail plan calls for it to go along the north end of what would be, I think, Lot 3.
I can't read this.
So
Here's my house.
she's gonna be able to explain that, but I do believe it's going to pop up towards the school when it gets to, I know it's not Poplar
Is
there. I
it
think
gonna be the
that's
street?
Baltimore. But then it's also
Is it
gonna go straight
Be the street
across
like
all the way
starting
over
like
to, I think
14,
that's Marshall Street.
like
But it would basically be where the sidewalk would go, where if there were properties going in the front yard of Lot 2.
Is this a street right now?
That's where the trail will be. It won't be along the edge of
Oh,
the
okay.
property, it'll be along where Stock Street would go.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's actually in lot 3. That's where your trail.
oh, that Lot 3 actually includes
Yeah,
it?
it'll be inside of that. That's why we made lot 3 as wide as it is, so it'll allow for the road
And the
and
trail.
also the trail. And it's all
When you say
within that.
trail, oh, I'm sorry, am I allowed to ask?
That's lot 3.
Yeah, just give me your name
Oh,
first.
sorry, Jan Damaris Morse, 2765 Fur Road. When you say trail, are you talking like sidewalk, or what do you mean? I don't know what you mean. Sorry for my ignorance, I just don't know what that means.
A 10-foot wide concrete, or asphalt trail.
Okay,
So an actual trail, and it's going to go from Woody's Lane all the way over, all the way across town.
so it's
Along
just
the
like
south
a
side.
walking trail?
Walking
Okay,
trail,
sorry.
amenity that you can use to get to the baseball field, all the way down
Okay.
to the dock, or the river over there.
Thank you
So-
for the clarification.
Mhm.
I was, sorry.
Yes, sir.
Jim Damaris Morse, cohabiting with Jan Damaris Morse at 2765 Fur Road. Is this all one big piece of property at present?
Yes, it's Mr. Pfeiffer's property,
Right,
yes,
right.
yes.
But it's just one,
It's actually, I think, 2 parcels.
where are they?
The other parcel sits down right where you see lot 6 at the very south end. That's the separate parcel that's owned by his wife, just by herself.
Oh, I see.
The rest of the property is owned by both of them.
Got it, thanks.
Okay. Anything else?
Can I just get, I'm sorry, Holly Skobiak, 514 West Poplar Drive. Just clarification, I guess, with lots 3 and, well, 1 and 2, rather. So those are given to the town of Greenman, right?
Not Lot 2.
No, not lot 2, just lot 3.
Okay,
Mr. Pfeiffer will keep lot 2.
okay.
Does that answer your
Who's gonna get
question?
lot
It
one?
does, I'm just curious if they're gonna, develop that property immediately behind our.
You're talking
home.
about Lot 2?
Lot 2.
I can't say that for sure, but right now, I can say with the RDC, and Mr. Frank can back me up on this, I don't think there's anything that's gonna happen on Lot 2 or Lot 5. Like, if you told me a decade, I'd take the over. Like, I don't think anything's going in there.
Okay.
So unfortunately, I can't answer that, but the fact that it's not being subdivided when it would be really easy to do that is a pretty good indication that there's not anything that's gonna happen there, so.
Tony?
Yeah.
Hey, what about lot 1, the one
Need
behind
your
me?
name and address.
I'll
got it.
get that, yeah, so. What about Lot 1, Jeff?
Yeah, just want to know what the plan is for that right away.
For the right of way?
No, right away, right
He was
now.
just
Oh,
curious.
right away, yeah, see, I'm sorry.
Curious if you have any plans.
We talked a different language of
Yeah.
right now.
Hey, leach, you know.
Exactly, exactly.
Actually, no. There is some discussion that it would be transferred to the school, but that may not actually happen.
Yeah.
And I think the redevelopment commission would just sit on it if that wasn't the case. So that's more for perspective development in the future. So
Can you
yeah, but
expand on what the school may do with that area?
I can't speak for the school. So, so no, I don't know what would go in there, but, obviously you're talking about something similar to existing uses, right across the street, as opposed to, it's not gonna be like light industrial, no one's gonna put in a factory there or something like that. It would be something, more in line with what's, like I said, existing. But unfortunately, that's actually an issue with a different body, not this one today. You guys are just considering, can you cut it up into this many pieces? Again, I think for Mr. Frayne and I, our perspective is the parcels for what they are, they all meet the requirements to be carved up. So I understand there's a lot of questions about what will happen, and unfortunately, we don't necessarily know that. We've tried to answer, I guess, based on the information we have available to us, what will happen, but really the only new construction that I would expect to see there is lot 4, and that's it. So,
All right, any other questions, comments? Board members, if not, I'll entertain a motion. And do we have the same language as far as approve or replat?
you're approving the minor subdivision as petitioned.
Okay.
All right, I'll move that we approve the minor subdivision as proposed.
I'll
Yep.
second it.
And Jill second. Okay, I've got a motion and a second. All in favor of approving the minor subdivision as presented, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, pose same sign. That motion is granted.
Okay, so now, if you recall, a few weeks ago, I had sent a draft resolution for you with for the trail master plan. Christina, are you gonna do any kind of presentation or anything like that, or?
I did not intend to.
No, that's all right. So, has everybody had a chance to look over the trail master plan? The interesting thing to me was the comprehensive plan is a decade old. And the reason this is coming in front of you is because the trail team applied for a Indiana State Health Department grant. I think it was through the health department,
Yes,
wasn't
it was the health department, it was 20,000.
Basically, they gave us a grant for trail planning for things that, you know, add to your community, make people healthier, right? People out getting exercise. So, they applied for this grant, and they require us to amend the comprehensive plan to add the trail master plan as as like an addendum to it. It gets just kind of tacked onto the end. The interesting thing is, and I credit this to Brian Main, the comprehensive plan actually calls for a trail in roughly the same spot as what we're talking about in this trail master plan. Not exactly, but pretty close. And so we kind of bickered back and forth with the state, but they said, no, you need to adopt the whole trail master plan. So essentially, this is a project that calls for a trail. Both the parcels or petitions you heard tonight will have part of the trail on them. But it does stretch from essentially the Yellow River, basically up by the kayak launch, and it'll wind its way through the south side of town, ultimately ending over at Janes Park. So it's literally gonna be east to west, west to east. You'll have a trail 10 feet wide. It may narrow in a few places based on the size of the right-of-way that's available. Right now, the plan is for asphalt trail. They're looking at different surfaces and looking at costs. Should be covered entirely by the READY grant that we applied for, which is great, because we're basically getting this entirely with grant money. But the Trail Master Plan calls for, you know, basically this entire project in the actual accurate location. How it gets used, it is supposed to be pedestrian bikes. I think there's going to be a prohibition on electronic or motorized devices. I'm not entirely sure on e-bikes and scooters. I'm pretty sure the state law says if you allow bicycles someplace, you have to allow e-bikes. Golf carts are probably no, but the caveat to that is if someone uses a golf cart as an mobility device, they could have it on there. And we're just gonna try to do some things to get people to be considerate of each other and careful. You know, it's not something where, it's not a closed access highway where you can go as fast as you want, and there's never gonna be any road crossings or anything like that, so people still have to be mindful of their safety. But it is, we think, a great amenity for the town to have. So yeah, so that's, again, like I said, I think we sent the trail master plan out. I don't know how long it's been since you guys have looked at the comprehensive plan, but that's why it's in front of you. You actually have to recommend that resolution to the town council so that they can adopt it at a future meeting, saying that the comprehensive plan is formally amended. So that's basically it.
Okay, so we just need a motion for this 2025-01.
Yep, yep. So I would say, public's here, if
Yep.
anybody wants to comment on it,
Sure,
take public
absolutely.
comment, so.
Well, let me go to the board first. Do you have any questions?
No.
Okay. Public comments, questions on that? Thank you, Tony, for explaining that. Obviously, it helps to understand what we're looking at and why we have to do things, so. If there's no comments on that, I'll entertain a motion. Looks like recommending resolution number 2025-01.
Well, you're approving the resolution.
Approving it?
But all it does is.
That would recommend,
recommend
okay, sorry.
to the council that they.
Our
adopt the
approval
trail
would
master.
automatically
Yeah.
recommend it there.
Yeah.
Okay, so approval of resolution 2025-01.
All right, I move that we approve resolution 2025-01.
I'll second that.
Brian, second. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. So that is granted. Do we need to fill or sign any of this out, or was this?
Yes.
Okay.
We'll have you execute that after the meeting.
Okay.
But I do want each one of you to sign that if you would. So we'll mark the ones who weren't able to be here absent, so.
Okay.
In terms of other business, I don't have an answer for you on when the 2 remaining spots will be filled, so we can have an easier time getting our quorums, but Keith and I are still working on it, so.
Okay.
That's all I have.
Okay, if there is no other business, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'll make that motion.
Brian?
Second.
Javier got that one. Okay. All in favor of adjourning signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion, or meeting adjourned.
Yep.
Thank you.
This guy?
Let's just
Here,
pass
right?
that one
Yeah.
around.
You want that on the?
It doesn't matter, we can print a fresh one.
Yeah.
Okay.
So once.
Doesn't in my notes.
What do you want? You want the black one?
Yeah, that's
That's why I'm asking you, but we don't really have that.